and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about the recent updates with BTC, crypto, altcoins, what could be happening in the next few months. We're going to go for this incredible October. It's going to be a Rectober. We're going to see a correction. I'm going to be discussing with you today all the possible scenarios. So of course, give me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We post a video every single day. This video is brought to you by our partner, Bluefin, the best non-KYC exchange. We run so many promotions on Bluefin, guys. Lots of free bonuses, free money for you to trade once you sign up. There's a code in the description. And also, guys, BitUnix, a very good non-KYC exchange. I utilize, all of them for all of my trades, guys. Very good pairs, very fast execution. I will highly recommend it to go and trade with my code, get discounts on fees, get bonuses, and so much more. Guys, Bitcoin yesterday, we were at $123,000 to $124,000, and we dumped. So we went down to roughly $119,600. And if you watch my video from yesterday, where basically I was highlighting, utilizing all of my tools here that we could have seen a dump incoming. That actually happened, okay? So if you're new to the channel, you probably didn't see my video, you can watch it. It's all transparent. And if you are basically new, but just want to show you, I basically closed one of my shorts position. This is some results of some of my members from here. And I basically went and closed one of my shorts on BTC with a 148% on here and also a 19.55%. Guys, as always, if you want to really elevate your trading game to the next level, whether you are a trader, you're an investor, you really want to learn from professional traders, you want to get the grasp of this game, to how to invest in crypto, to trade in crypto, be part of a community of so many good experienced trader guys, come on the top membership community in the world, the VIP group. There is a link in the description with all of our trading results. Guys, this is, I would say, is a membership for those who really want to learn. So if you really just don't care, you're lazy, you just want to copy and paste some signals and then lose all of your money, be my guest. But if you really want to learn how to trade, how to invest properly in crypto, guys, this is the channel, because we're going to go and we have everything you can think of about trading ideas, spot selling section, altcoin trading section, how to invest long-term, short-term. You can ask us anything you want. But now, guys, let's talk about BTC and let's see where we are right now. So yesterday we had an interesting speech from Jerome Powell. Basically, he didn't say anything, and because of uncertainty, the market decided to have a sell-off because Jerome Powell did not deliver his speech, and then we went down to here. So the question is right now, what could be happening now? So looking at the charts, I'm going to go a little bit like talking about macro so we can see the point of the situation, because I like to be very fair when it comes to crypto, when it comes to to trading and everything, because people, I can see right now everybody calling for October $300,000 targets to the moon and all the bullshit, right? But I like to give you more of a, I would say, unbiased analysis, so you can basically understand where we are and what's happening. So right now BTC is into a very, very interesting situation. So we are basically touching a important level of resistance for a long time right now. Basically, we've been doing this for basically since 2018, and the break of this structure of this important level of diagonal resistance should ignite an explosion in Bitcoin. And what is actually quite remarkable is the fact that if you're going to be able to go and close, let's say, above 130,000 to 135,000, it is my belief that Bitcoin could be having a surge in price, very similar to what happened with gold recently. Basically, this, you can see we were able to break that important level from like a monthly chart, important level of diagonal resistance, which I remember that I placed it like that. And basically we went just parabolic. Okay, you can see the last part, guys, in a parabolic fashion. And it's quite interesting because I see lots of people that are not believing, they're already calling for a bear market and are not believing that this same, I would say, parabolic acceleration can happen. It doesn't mean that I'm going to say I'm going to be waiting for Bitcoin to go to 200,000, 300,000, whatever, and I'm going to sell there. Because as you probably know, my plan is probably to sell in between 140 to 150,000, and I don't care. It can even go to $1 million. I don't care. That's my plan. Always think about risk management. But what I think is going to be very important is that right now, okay, just removing this part here, you can see that Bitcoin is into an interesting ascending channel. So if we're not going to be able to go and break this area, let's say around October, November, as per traditional cycle, what could be happening is that Bitcoin could be losing a little bit of strength. And there are two levels which I am very interested right now, and of course I'm going to get people laughing right now saying, oh, this is impossible, it cannot happen. Well, guys, the last person who told me that this can happen, then we basically drop like 30%. So I would like to give you a very unbiased professional scenario that you have to be prepared if this is going to happen. So there are two important key levels I'm looking right now with BTC. Number one is going to be the intersection, basically the retest of this previous breakout at around $114,000 to $115,000. So if you're going to go down there and then we're going to have a nice, strong push to the upside, okay, then what I could be thinking is that Bitcoin could actually be going and continue to a new all-time high, reaching probably the convergence of this point here to this point here to this point here, probably around 145 to 150,000. But in case there is something, for example, we can say in brackets like a black swan event, I don't know, the inflation is ramping up again, or Jerome Powell is going to say, I'm going to stay, in power until, 2028, something like, the typical black swan event where he's going to, I guess, give a reason for the market makers to go and dump the market. So what I would say is that I wouldn't be surprised if maybe end of the year, or if we're going to go and we're not going to be able to continue through this all-time high, we're going to go and have a retest down to here, or even down to this area, around even $100,000 to $105,000. I think that this kind of retest is still on the cards. So I really don't want to be the person that is going to say, no, guys, we're going to go to the moon. There is nothing else. Bear in mind that scenario could be still happening, which if it's going to happen, we're going to see a huge correction also with altcoins, like a 30-40% than before going higher. So I'm really taking this into consideration. It's very important that you also pay attention to this. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there is something that you have to pay attention. Now, let's also have a look a little bit more, I would say, intraday, what is going to be our expectation for today, just for the next few days. So you can see that right now, again, guys, I was basically telling all of my my VIP members, about this potential breakdown. Like also we, wrote everything here in our research. And by the way, guys, as you can see now, I just placed a pro trader call here with Ethereum up already around 10-15%. So very nice to get the absolute bottom. But right now, that's what we need to pay attention. Okay, so you can see that you're basically down into a descending channel from here. Okay, Bitcoin is forming like a descending channel. Okay, nobody can deny that. So if you're going to be able to go and basically close above this area on the 4-hour chart or even on the daily chart, probably being able to reclaim this level around $123,000, then there is a good chance we're going to continue to go higher, form a new all-time high, 130,000 before seeing another pullback. But at the same time, whenever you are into a downward channel, in general, that's what happens. You basically, unless you're going to be able to go and get out from the channel, then this continuation to the downside is still more likely. So what I would say is that if I haven't entered a trade right now with BTC, and again, guys, this is not financial advice, always do your own diligence, consult your financial advisor, which probably doesn't even understand anything about crypto, but doesn't matter, just for the sake of telling this, for legal stuff, just always do your own research and all that rubbish. I'm just going to show you what is actually the points of technical, where we could see like a good point of rebound. And you can see that in general, if I'm going to go and open this area, you can see we had a breakout from here, and probably the intersection in between the 0.6 on a 0.5 and also the previous breakout. So I would say this area here in between probably 115, 117, to me, we should be seeing like a meaningful rebound. Maybe it's going to go down to here and then it's going to do something like that. Okay, and then from this point, right, it doesn't mean we're going to go and continue higher. We could be even seeing something like that. And now please write in the comments, you can tell me whatever you want, I don't care, but what could be happening from this point here? Easy. You could be going to all-time high and then continue, or you can even drop to here, okay, make everybody scared. Because think about this, right? The market makers like the institution, what they do, they try to scare retail to push them out so they can buy cheaper, accumulate cheaper, and then they can pump, and then you're going to be basically out of the market. So I don't know. This time is going to be the same, that we're going to go and pump. But what if they're going to go and basically try to go and scare everybody and then pump it up again? That's also like a scenario which I could be expecting, okay? Just going and connecting all these points here, going down to 100 and 2,000, and then have the final parabolic run. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. Right now, my main scenario is going to be a push, a pullback down to maybe 115, 117, and then a big impulse to the upside. But also, I'm taking into consideration that this scenario could be happening, and that's the reason why I'm not 100% invested. So remember this, very, very important, okay? Now, Ethereum, not as good as Bitcoin. You can see the Bitcoin dominance now rising. Ethereum, it's basically struggling a little bit. I think we were talking about before, I don't know if you remember, but if you've been following me for a while, and thank you so much for if you've been following me for a while, always appreciate it, like that. So basically, what I was saying before was that Ethereum was like into this sort of like a pennant. Okay, I'm gonna go and cancel this EMA so you can see a bit better. We basically went to recharge the pennant, had a fake out, and now we're going down again. But also at the same time, ETH is basically into a downward channel. I don't know if you remember if I was talking about this, if you were, paying attention, but I kept saying like, we were into a channel, and right now, if we're gonna go and have another rejection of the channel, guys, I'm not excluding the possibility for, I don't know, November, December, January, whatever is going to be, I don't really care, end of October from here, that we're gonna go down to 3,600, okay? So the thing is, what you need to understand is, what are you gonna do if we're gonna go down to 3,600? Are you leveraging right now at 20x here because you're thinking we're going to go to the moon? Well, also take into consideration that this potential drop could be happening. Okay. Again, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm saying that you just have to be careful. Right now, if I have a look at Ethereum, probably the some areas which I'm thinking, which we already entered the market. And by the way, guys, if you want to also be understand what altcoins are going to go and explode, and we also have a spot trading section. So we don't have much time left. And I'm telling you, we are going to have a bull market all season. We're going to have a bear market, and we're going to have another bull market in probably the next 6 to 7 years. So what I'm telling you, come and join us for the next few years, because it's going to be one of the biggest opportunities to make crazy money. Come and join our yearly subscription. We have a course. I'm going to do a course also on order flow, where basically we're going to go and cover everything that you need to know to become a pro crypto trader and investor. And then you're going to be able to really get the benefits for this bull market, next bear market, and the bull market after that. So the time is now, guys, to make a change and to basically be financially free. But right now, ETH, very similar to Bitcoin. I would say that what could be happening right now, if Ethereum is going to go down like BTC, we could be probably going down to in between 4,000 to 4,100, okay? So we could be forming, as per the Elliott waves, it could be something like that, where we have a number 1, number 2, explosive number 3, number 4, and then you can see a number 5, okay? That could be happening. Or, as I said before, what if we're going to see for example, this is going to be an A, you're going to see a B, and then you're going to see a C. It's also fair, this scenario, okay? I'm not the perma bull, guys. I'm not the perma bear, I'm not the perma bull, but I like to give you things to think about. But at the same time, guys, if you look at the weekly of Ethereum, in my opinion, still very strong. Still, we've been retesting the level. So we could be seeing maybe another drop down to here. To me, it would be making sense, to be honest. Making sense to scare retail. You're going to push it down to here, 3,600, and then you can bloody send it. Okay? So take this into consideration. Now, next one. Let's talk about Solana. Solana, I'm going to talk about more, I would say, macro weekly wise. So very similar to BTC, similar to Ethereum. Where is Solana going to go if we're gonna see a pullback, with Bitcoin down to, I don't know, 114, 115, whatever, or even 100,000, then what I would say is that Solana is basically into a symmetrical triangle. You can see the definition here very well. And what I could be thinking is that if we're gonna see a pullback of BTC like to 115,000 to 117,000, then I could be seeing Solana probably to go back to 185 to 190. But if we fail to hold the level, and now again, I'm pretty sure people are going to get very angry with this, there is a chance we could be even going down to 140, 130, 140. It's possible, okay? It's possible. At the same time, macro-wise, I'm super bullish, guys. Don't get me wrong, super bullish. I think with all these ETF approvals, okay, you know that we're basically getting right now into all of these ETF approvals right now. Look how many we go. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be incredible. So having all these ETF, getting approved, guys, we should be seeing altcoins to go completely crazy and ignite potentially alt season, because all these altcoins are gonna go and pump, and also the coins within their ecosystem. So we could be seeing Solana going crazy, WIF and Jupiter, all the rubbish, shit coins. But they should be able to go and pump if the ETF are going to be approved. But at the same time, remember that when Ethereum came out, Bitcoin came out, the ETF, we saw a drop first, and then we saw the pump. So remember about that. But again, guys, I think that, again, the targets here with Ethereum, I'm still thinking about, at least maybe $400, $500. Is it going to go higher? Well, we don't know that. Now, quickly, let's talk about as well, guys. Alt season, I think I was talking about before. I need to find my total free market cap. So very similar situation what I said before, guys. We're basically now into a make it or break it zone. So I would say if we're going to go and be able to break this important level of diagonal support for the RSI from here, we're going to be able to go and close above $1.2 trillion. Then I could be seeing a continuation to the upside, alt season, explosion, everybody rich, Lamborghinis. By the way, let me know if you're going to get rich what in the comments, what kind of car you're going to buy. I'm curious. So what we could be seeing from here is going to be potentially a breakup to here. But at the same time, remember where we are. We're basically into this ascending channel. And if it's going to break to the downside, this ascending channel, there is a support basically at $880 billion. And to be honest, I would be very, very happy if we're going to go down from here, recharge our batteries, and then we are going to see the explosion. You can see that basically what's happening right now with altcoins, as per the RSI, we're basically into a compressive stage right now. There is a compression going on. And this compression could be going for even the next 5 or 6 months, okay? Remember that, yeah, I know about the traditional cycles, Bitcoin tops in November, altcoin stops in December, whatever. But also at the same time, you got to follow what's happening with the market liquidity cycle with the Federal Reserve. So if Jerome Powell has been delaying everything about rate cuts and also about, the stimulus with the economy, then this cycle could be portrayed a little bit longer, and we could be seeing maybe the parabolic movement coming a little bit later. So open your mind, guys. Don't even think as a monkey where, this has to happen because this happened like this, and I don't want to hear about anything else. So remember, this is the scenario where probably I'm going to go and accumulate more. This probably could correspond to another drop with the RSI, and then we can see the big movement to the upside. And as always, people are asking me, do you really believe alt season is going to come? And what I like to show them every single time is this chart over here. And this is, guys, it's fact. It's not my opinion, your opinion, whatever it's going to be. This is fact. This is others, guys. All the crypto total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Peak in 2017, peak in 2021. Where the hell is the peak here? Okay, so this time is going to be different. We're going to see a crash with altcoins. Well, I don't know what to tell you. This time has been different. Things have changed, and then we're gonna go and drop. But to me, if we're gonna see a repeating cycle that happened this point here and this point here, why everybody's believing that this couldn't be happening? Again, in basically, especially in a rate cutting cycle. To me, I think we're gonna go at least to 765 billions, if not more. If not more, you can see the extension of Fibonacci goes up to 2 trillions. Are we gonna go that high? Personally, I don't know. It could be happening, but right now I could probably be thinking, I'm still thinking about that 765 billion to 900 billion dollars. Are we going to see a correction in between that, similar to total free, where, sorry, we're going to go down to 235 to 140, where everybody's going to get scared? Yeah, could be happening. We're going to see something like that, and then we go higher. That could also be the case. Remember, like, for example, XRP, remember XLM, they all were presenting this kind of charts, and then they exploded to the upside. Now, another couple of reasons why we are dumping nowadays, why we are basically, seeing some pressure with Bitcoin that is going a little bit down, is the fact that the USDT, the DXY, or the dollar currency index, is basically going up again, 99.4. I told you, I don't know how many times that the dollar was going higher, to be careful, and people don't care. Okay, they just go and long the top. I know people long in at $125,000. I don't have any words for that, apart from, guys, come and join our VIP, or come and get our yearly subscription, because we have a 40 hours course. 40 hours, not the little course of 8 hours, 9 hours. This is, guys, it's basically everything from beginner to advanced on how to read all of this. Okay, not the typical guru course where they teach you support and resistance. This is very high grade institutional trading. But anyway, so the XY is basically from here, and as I said before, we could be seeing a retest coming to this area, making everybody scared, and then we're going to see the last basically drop, collapse to the downside, especially if the Fed is going to continue to cut rates. Okay, so we could be seeing something like that, drop and something like that. So the reason why I'm a little bit, I would say, on the fence right now is because of the government shutdown. So what I will actually be a little bit not worried about, cautious, the fact that whenever the government is going to go and come back again, and they're going to show all the economical data, then what if some indicators for inflation have been accelerating, and the Fed is going to say, no, now we're not going to cut rates? The market is not going to take it very well. Okay, so that's basically something just I'm keeping an eye, and I will be investing more if we're going to see a drop based on that reason. But otherwise, guys, we are good. This should be continuing to go down. Now, another, I would say, reason because we are now dropping with BTC and crypto is the fact as well. Look at the US 10-year Treasury yield. Some investors are parking some money. We had a little bit of a rebound. Coming to here, you can see that we went from 4% to 4.15. We're basically into a make it or breaking zone. In my opinion, we're going to break to the downside, and it should be coming by mid-November. And this is going to be actually a very important stage, because institutions are going to take the money away from fixed income and put them into risk assets. So that's really what I want to see from this point. So another one very important, guys, for our season as well, altcoin season, Bitcoin dominance. As I told you before, we should have seen a correction coming to here, and basically whatever I say is becoming true right now. And I could be seeing probably Bitcoin dominance to go back to 61 2%, BTC to form a cycle top, and then we're going to see the rotation from BTC to altcoins. And people are still telling me this is not going to happen. The alt season is that. And this, to me, is the best trap from the market makers to really make you believe that this is not going to happen. But in saying that, we could still see this is like the chart, others versus Bitcoin. We could still be seeing a drop down to here even until November, December, like down to here. And then from here, we're going to see the explosion coming up like that. That's what I could be thinking right now. So super exciting time, guys. Couple more things to discuss today. One is going to be the gold. So gold in general, when is going to have a pullback, a consolidation, Bitcoin is going to explode, and you can see gold really it's just going totally insane. So I could be expecting when gold is going to take it easy, money is going to go into BTC, and BTC is going to go crazy. And also, guys, very important as well is the stock market. One of my favorite macroeconomists, David Hunter, the contrarian, had just released his new target for the S&P 500. This guy is very accurate. Like, he really predicted so many good things, and he's predicting right now S&P 500 to go to, I'll show you because it's crazy, to go here, 9,500. This is target for the S&P 500. So what is it going to be altcoins and BTC if S&P is going to go to 9,500? I mean, they're going to go insane. So very excited for that. But at the same time, we are now a little bit, I would say, extended. So if you're going to be breaking down this area, then I could be seeing like a more meaningful correction, which could be in line with what we said before about government reopening, having some data suggesting that inflation is ramping up, investors are going to get scared, and they're going to take away money from the stock markets. But again, guys, I'm just speculating right now, so I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying that could be a potential scenario, and then we're going to see a pump. That's why it's always very important to prepare yourself during these kind of events. But otherwise, guys, I think today I covered many things. But as always, if you want personalized analysis of every possible altcoins, the way we do FTA style, the VIP group style, I want to show you basically that's what we do, guys. We write every possible chart request of your how do I say, in your at your request with an explanation, potential targets. We have also altcoin long terms. We have this one for every single day trading ideas, which have an accuracy of roughly 90% every time to hit the desired area. So if you want to come and join and want to know more, guys, come and join on the VIP. But otherwise, you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow for another update. Take care and see you soon.